it's not us that need to be free from the body. It's the body that needs to be free from us. We see it in spirituality, and we speak all the time about freedom from body consciousness, but actually we need freedom from the self-consciousness. That's it. When the body is free from us, it is in a wonderful, wonderful state. So we need to understand that the mind creates this fantasy, for example, a sexual fantasy, as a sort of a promise of satisfaction that is never fulfilled, and then chases after it endlessly to repeat it and repeat it and repeat it, and there is no physical body on the planet that needs sex all the time. Okay? There is no such thing. Actually, the body, if left alone, needs very little sex, if at all. Okay? It has perhaps an impulse from time to time, according to natural rhythms, but it doesn't think of sex. So all this is the creation of the mind. So our ambitions and our desires that we produce that never satisfy us because they are unfulfillable by nature make the body sick. We simply drain the body. If we have really left the body alone, if we have left it to be in its own natural rhythms as a leader, it would be immensely healthy and joyful, because that's its nature. So, do we understand by now? This means that it's not us that need to be free from the body. It's the body that needs to be free from us. We see it in spirituality, and we speak all the time about freedom from body consciousness, but actually we need freedom from the self-consciousness. That's it. When the body is free from us, it is in a wonderful, wonderful state. And please understand, what disturbs the body is not even the mind, because we spoke yesterday night. The mind is already silent, you remember. The mind is, at its deeper level, is also inseparable and so on, but we're talking about just one tiny island inside the mind that causes all the trouble. It's this image-making, image-producing self. Do you know the sage Ramana Maharshi? In the Deity Yoga, you have a photo of his. He lived in the 20th century, and he said once, there are only two things that are real, that are recognized as real. The one is the body, and the other is consciousness. In between these two, some kind of strange I emerges. I don't understand where this I comes from. This is how he puts it, and this is really beautiful, because he says the body is a part of reality, and just something that stands in between all the time, causing trouble, causing dissatisfaction. Because if you really take a look deeply into the body, where exactly do you find an I, a self? Where? Just look for it. It's the body is like a river, or like a tree, or like a flower. Does this have an I? A self? A center? Does this have a self? A center? Why is this different from a river? Do you look for the center of the river? Or the center of the sky? Of course not, because they don't belong to themselves. But the mind, this small part is self-isolating, and it believes that it belongs to itself, that it is an autonomy. It says my life. And this is where the trouble begins.